Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the third film in the Small Axe series, Red, White, and Blue. Before we begin, let me know in the comments if you were looking forward to this or what your thoughts were if you've seen it already. And make sure to give this a thumbs up if you like these reviews. It helps me out immensely if you do that. Also, if you're new here and you like movies, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with reviews of new releases and some classics. But now, let's jump right into it. This stars John Boyega as Leroy Logan, who at a young age saw his father Ken, played by Steve Touissant, assaulted by a police officer. This motivates him to join the Metropolitan Police so he can try changing its racist attitudes from within. Once again written and directed by Steve McQueen, as are the rest of the entries in this anthology, we're back in true story territory after Lover's Rock, which I think is the only entry in the series not based on a true story. But like all the other entries, McQueen once again brings us a story that is timely. This is a film that will resonate so much because you can draw so many parallels between the events portrayed here and to the present day, which is something that the film somewhat acknowledges at certain points in a way. Like, it doesn't break the fourth wall or anything, but Lover's Rock was definitely a more uplifting film, and while I wouldn't call Mangrove uplifting, it's definitely a lot more hopeful as the characters there try fighting back against this racist system, especially with the odds stacked so heavily against them. And this film focuses on someone who also tries to be hopeful. Leroy is a very motivated, driven person who will persist no matter what the odds are. But he's also someone who knows what he's up against. He wants to change the system, but he knows the system won't change overnight, and it's a very, very long road ahead. And we see that somewhat acknowledged in some of the conversations he has with family members. And he knows he's up against some really tough obstacles. And we see that with the way his colleagues treat him and how they say so many vile, racist things to him. And even those who don't outright say any of these things to him, they also don't stick up for him either. Having him there doesn't change the attitudes or anything. And that's a reality he knows is going to be a very long fight. And we also see this with the relationship between him and his father. While this is a film that's layered with so much relevant social commentary, we also get some great family drama out of this as well. You can cut the tension between Leroy and his father in the air with a knife, because Ken, his father, absolutely hates the decision Leroy makes. One of the central themes of this is the question, can you bring about change from within this particular system? Leroy seems to think that's the way to go about things, while Ken is resentful of the fact that he's even participating in the system at all. One that's treated both of them so horribly, both through Ken's assault and the treatment by Leroy's colleagues. Given how, as I mentioned, this is an issue that's still relevant to this day, personally I think the answer to that question is pretty clear, to be honest, but I still think of all the entries in this series, this is the one that will provide the most amount of discussion due to said question. And the way in which McQueen hits all of these points was brilliant. Especially, as I've said before, McQueen isn't a Hollywood director. He doesn't give us these events in a very glossy, sanitized depiction. I've always found him to be very direct in his storytelling, and that's the case here as he provides one of the harshest realities that was faced back then and now. Though I haven't talked about the absolute best part about this movie, and that's John Boyega himself. He was absolutely phenomenal here, and this might actually be his best performance. I'm kind of glad he's done with Star Wars, especially since he's barely gotten anything to do in the last movie, because he's an excellent actor. I always liked him back from his debut in Attack the Block, as well as his performances in movies like Detroit and Imperial Dreams. He's someone who I think has plenty of great roles ahead of him, and that couldn't be any more obvious than this movie. Every scene, there's so much passion in his delivery and so much conviction that I was mesmerized the entire time. And Steve Touissant was also very good, as he was someone else who had a lot of conviction in his own views. I'm not as familiar with him, I think he's mainly just been in shorts and TV series, but he knocked it out of the park here. And anytime him and Boyega were on screen together and you felt that tension between them, those were some of the film's best moments. So while I thought this was such a great movie, I think it could have been a little longer. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, and it feels like it just stops as opposed to really ending. I kind of got what it was going for, and I wouldn't call it a flat out bad ending as it goes with the movie's overall themes, but at the same time, it felt like there was just a little more to explore. It just comes off as slightly abrupt, but honestly, it's a minor criticism in the grand scheme of things. Overall, this is another great entry in the Small Axe series, and easily the most timely of all of them. It's a movie that has a much more cynical outlook than the other entries, but thanks to some powerful writing and direction by McQueen, you'll be invested the entire time, and you'll especially be mesmerized by an excellent performance from John Boyega, who gives what's possibly his best performance yet. It's a film that will provide the most discussion, and if you haven't seen it yet, it's on Amazon Prime, so definitely check it out. Red, White, and Blue gets an 8.5 out of 10. I know I'm slightly behind on these, but stay tuned as I'll have my review of the next entry in the series, Alex Weedle, up shortly. That and much more coming soon. Let me know though, did you see Red, White, and Blue, or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the story? Did you enjoy the performances? And what's your favorite movie with John Boyega? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and share it, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll catch you next time.